Okay, well, good morning. My name is Jessica Rorson, and I'm the BSO for Beaver River Community Futures. And we are pleased to be here today with our facilitator, Josie Lachance. She has now conducted 5 webinars for us in this series, and today is the last one. So just to get started, we want to acknowledge that we are on Treaty 6 territory and homeland of the Métis, and we pay our respects to the First Nations and Métis ancestors of the plains. If you're not familiar with Beaver River and the IYE and IWE programming of a micro loan program, I'll just include it in an email follow-up so that you're aware of who we are and what we're up to. So that all being said, we're going to pass it over to Joyce.
Thanks so much, Jess. I'm happy to be here, and thanks to Beaver River for having me in to do these sessions. This is the last of the series of 6 that we put together for this program, and so I think I have a little slide about it, but if there is anything else that you need help with, whether that's social media or branding, logo design, using Canva, those sorts of things, we have some more webinars. Those ones have been recorded and are on the YouTube. So I'm just going to share my presentation here.
It did pop up there right after.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, I'm using the Zoom browser, like Zoom from my web browser. So it's a little bit different than the app. So anyways, today we're going to be talking about selling online and how we can kind of set you up for success to get some of your products listed online or some of your services that you offer. And hopefully you'll leave feeling a little bit confident to explore these platforms. I know that setting up to sell online can be a little bit intimidating, but I think that we've got some good tips here for you to kind of get started. And so with that, I just wanted to introduce myself. I have been helping businesses for many years, building and updating websites, managing social media, creating content, and building, just helping people bring their brands to life through logos and marketing materials. So basically helping small business owners kind of navigate the ever-changing online world. I am a small business owner myself, so I can easily relate to a lot of the struggles that people face when it comes to all of these different things online. And as a business owner, I think today what we're talking about is a really important topic, and I think that it's something that is worth spending a little bit of time exploring if you do have products you want to sell or you want to reach a new market. And be able to provide to people across the province, maybe even across Canada, and just kind of make it easier for yourself. So, like I said, these are the webinars I did already in this series. So you can find those on Community Futures, Beaver River, YouTube. So this is kind of what I want to cover today. It's short and sweet. I want to spend a little bit of time in one of the platforms trying to show you kind of around in there and maybe to a little bit of like building a site or sort of navigating a platform. So just talking about why you should sell online, how it's not just for customers, how to get started. I'll go over a couple different platforms that you can use, talking about managing the sales, and I've got some examples of online sites. And then, yeah, we'll pop over into one of the sites that I'm most familiar with, which is Squarespace. And I'll just kind of show you around in there and show you how to kind of build an easy site. So that's kind of what I plan to go over today. At any point, just ask a question if you have. So the reality for small business is that we're already doing a lot, and as entrepreneurs, we have limited time. We maybe have a small team, maybe it's just you, and we're managing inventory, customers, marketing, everything all at one time. So why should you add the online sales component? Um, well, to be honest, it can actually just save you time and not just take your time away. I know it always seems intimidating to sort of dive into these new platforms, but if you do spend a little bit of time up front, kind of getting to know them and understanding how they work, it can actually make it easier for you on your back end and also improve your sales. So it is something that is worth looking into. So here's some common misconceptions is that you need to be tech savvy, or like we talked about time, it takes too much time, or you need a huge inventory. Those are huge misconceptions. These platforms are designed for beginners to use, and it can actually save you time, and you can start small. So maybe you only have a couple products, or maybe you are teaching a class, or launching a series of classes or something like that. Um, there are, you don't have to have a massive um, page on your site that has all of these listings for people to buy. Um, so during um, why selling online matters. Well, your customers are already online. And if you think about how people interact on their phones these days, they're on Facebook or they're on Instagram. Let's use those two for an example today. But they're on there and they're scrolling and they see something that they like. They can instantly click it. It brings them to that business's page where they can instantly buy the item. So, or add it to their cart and buy it. So it gives them the option. So your customers are already online, and lots of people are already browsing and buying at any time of the day. So if they can't find you online, then they may not find you at all. So making it easy for people to say, hey, I do want to buy that and I want to buy it right now. And this is when I'm available. I'm not available to come down to the shop during business hours. Um, And sometimes, if we give people too much time to think about buying things, then they often maybe choose not to, or they forget about it, or whatever. So, just like an instant way for people to buy that item that they're seeing, whether that's on social media or someone else posts about it, or they seen you at a market or a pop up, or we're driving by your business space, but you were closed that day, or during those hours. So, it just kind of gives them another opportunity, and most people search online before ever even visiting in person, and some people only do online. So those are things to consider as well. So online basically means you have no geographic limits. You can sell to anybody across the province, across Canada. You're expanding beyond your community, basically. Your store is no longer limited by location. So, a lot of us with small businesses, we are kind of limited to our town or our district. Um, we can, we're already reaching the customers all across the province. So, how can we make it easier for them to purchase? So then we're not necessarily doing it through um, email or social media messaging platforms, or just kind of making it a little bit simpler for the customer, but you as the business owner, because then all those sales go through that platform and then you can kind of ship it out, or arrange for pickup. So your business also becomes accessible anytime and anywhere. So customers can shop 24/7, and like, even when you're closed, you can be selling things, which I think is a huge benefit for us as small businesses. You don't need to coordinate schedules or messages, which we kind of briefly chatted about. And it's perfect for people who prefer online shopping, or maybe are more impulsive, or like we said, just need that I've seen it, I want to get it right now, and I just want to buy it. Um, eh, there's lots of people. I'm like that a little bit when it comes to certain things. You meet customers where they already are, which is a huge one, because, like I said, many people are searching online before they're buying. Even tourists and gift shoppers and new customers won't necessarily always be able to visit in person. You think about when you're touring around in a different city, you don't have time to go to every single shop that's on your list. So this just gives customers another option. And your online presence helps to build trust and your credibility too. So that's something to kind of just helps to build your brand um, and be more accessible. So make buying easy equals more sales online. So um, convenience really does drive purchases in this era that we're living in. um, these platforms, they have such quick checkouts. Like, lots of people already have all of this information saved on their phone. They already have their credit card or their payment of choice saved. um, these platforms also offer multiple payment options. So if it's like, if you're selling bigger items, or say you're selling a course, and maybe people can't afford to pay for that right up front, but this allows them to maybe make it in 3 payments. um, People don't need to call you or message you or email you to kind of to make these purchases. um, and it's an easy way to send to friends and family, and add to those want lists. So if you think about like Christmas time or birthdays, when people are creating these lists of things that they want, but also myself, like if you're out with a friend, or a friend was looking for something, and I see that this is now available for them online, I can send it to them. Just creating more traction for you and your site. The easier it is, the more likely that people are going to buy. So, like I said, we already have all of this information saved on our phones. How can we kind of utilize that as small business owners who need to make sales? So again, it doesn't have to be complicated. You can start small and you can keep it really, really simple. You don't need hundreds of products online. You can start with bestsellers, you can add more over time, and you can keep it manageable for you. This is your store, right? This is how you can um, it's your store physically, but also online, I guess what I'm trying to say. So you can set it up however it works best for you. If you know not all of your products are big sellers, um, or there may be things that you're not willing to ship, certain things like that. This is a way for you to just keep it manageable by putting whatever you want on there. So also think of the progress over perfection. Let's just start it. Let's get it there. Let's have people know that they can buy things online. And then let's keep working over time to perfect it as we build our inventory, as we have more offerings to give to people. So, this part is, I think, something that we all overlook as business owners. It's not just for our customers. So, this platform can help you, or these platforms, because there's a couple of different ones that you can use. Um, they can make it really easy for you as far as managing inventory, and some other things we'll touch on. So it's not just for your customers, it's for you to help your back end in your business improve efficiency. Um, so you can use it to track your inventory automatically. So lots of times people will, a site like Squarespace, for example, if you have a physical store that you're selling things from, you have your POS system, and lots of people are already using something that is compatible to kind of convert over to online. And so, if you are using something like Squarespace, you have all your products listed. Um, you can use that in house, but then it's also online. So it's taking from the same inventory. So you don't have this one online taking from inventory over here and then another like manual spreadsheet over here that has is tracking your inventory. This is like, let's put it all together. Let's make it easy. Let's put everything in one place. Um, so this can also just, again, helps reduce all those little tedious things that we do manually, like the through email, through social media, etc., etc. So again, keeps your records all in one place. It does help you save time on admin tasks because it's all tracking there. And so all of that information can then be converted over into QuickBooks or however, like lots of the whatever QuickBooks or Simply Accounting or Wave or whatever kind of accounting program that you're using. Um, they can all kind of work together. Um, and yeah, like we talked about, use a platform that allows you to use it in store or when you're selling at a market or maybe a pop up. Lots of people started out with like the little square boxes, so at least that they could accept credit or debit card and not just cash. So it's kind of expanding on that system. Think about how this can help you streamline your sales into just one place. So lots to think about, of course, lots to kind of digest, but there's many ways that it can help you and your business and your customers. So we've talked about why we should do it, why we should sell online, but what do you actually need to get started? It might surprise you. You really don't need that much. You need to choose a platform, which is your online store. So I'll show some options for that. You need a payment system and you need product listings and like ready to upload photos and kind of figure out your shipping or pickup options, like put them in place. So for shipping and pickup, lots of people will say, oh, we're only going to ship within um, the province, or maybe we're going to ship with across Canada. Are we going to do a flat rate, like looking into how much it's going to cost you for shipping? But then pickup options, do you have a good pickup system? How do you um, set that up online? Are they able to pick up anytime? And then do you have a place in your store where people just come in and pick up their item, etc. So not very much to get started. It's just thinking through some of the processes. So when you're choosing a platform, um, it comes down to what's going to work best for you. So something that is user friendly, something that you feel confident managing. So one of the sites, like the site that I'm going to walk through today, Squarespace, I find that one very user friendly, but it doesn't mean that as soon as you log in, you're just going to know how to use it. You still have to spend a little bit of time kind of going through each tab and sort of figuring out how to use and navigate the site. Um, you want something that fits within your budget. A lot of these are pretty comparable. They charge like a percentage um, on top of the sale. So it might be like 2.5%. So you could kind of look at the different platforms and see what your different options are. And then figuring out, are you incorporating that into your costs? Are you increasing your inventory costs or your sale price? Um, some people like to have something that can be used as an all-in-one. So if you don't have a website, then this is a great opportunity for you to kind of make a little website and store, which I'll show you again once we pop over into Squarespace. And you want it to be scalable as you grow. So you want it to be something that you can easily just pop in, go add a couple more products that you have, and not make it too limiting that all of a sudden you get to a point where now you have to upgrade your system or things have to change. So making sure that it's going to work for you now, but then as you grow, if that's something that you need to consider. So these are the three most popular beginner-friendly platform options. We have Squarespace, we have Shopify, and we have Wix. I have, excuse me, I have used all three of these. I think that they all serve purpose. I think they all get the job done. Um, I personally think that Squarespace is the best of both worlds. It is very easy to use. Um, their templates are really nice, and just yeah, I find it to be kind of the best of Shopify and Wix. I do really like Shopify. So if you're someone who doesn't really need a website, not that you can't do that through Shopify, but Shopify is maybe more about the selling and the inventory and the back end stuff. Whereas Squarespace still has that, but I think Shopify maybe a little bit more. And Wix is kind of like a website builder and you can sell online. But I do find this one tends to be a little bit more um, complicated. So it's not that you can't do it and that it can't be done. I just feel like all of these platforms have their differences. So depends where your tech skills come into play. If there's certain things that you like better or that you're more comfortable with. So I suggest just logging on to one or all three of them and doing a 7-day trial and just kind of fiddling around in there, seeing what you like, seeing what you don't like, and just kind of getting comfortable with one of the platforms. So that there's obviously way more platforms than this. These are just the three most popular and I would say beginner friendly for small businesses. And I don't find their rates to be too absurd. So the nice thing about these systems, once you do have them in place, is that it can track your order or the orders automatically. It sends the confirmation to the customers. It can kind of help organize the shipping and the pickup part. And it also updates your inventory in real time. So you'd never have to worry about selling too many of something as long as your inventory is correct on there when you've entered it. It will just automatically know that you've sold 10 of those things, those items, and then now there's only 4 left. So I find this easy in a way that you don't have to juggle all the other components of inventory tracking. It's just kind of nice to have it all in one system, especially if you are a small business that doesn't have a lot of products. Like maybe you're a potter and you have a whole bunch of different pottery items. I think that using Squarespace would be really great for makers. I think that's a good one. Also for people who do classes, et cetera, et cetera. So nice to have it in one place. So we talked about keeping it manageable. Start with just a couple products that you have. Use clear photos. Again, your phone is fine. You can take pictures with just your phone. And set realistic shipping days just so that you're not someone's not ordering at 9 p.m. at night and expecting it to be shipped the next day. So think about what's going to work for you for shipping. Just making it really manageable for you so that you're not all of a sudden having to go and pack one order and shipping it and then another one comes in. So how can you sort of internally set that up? And yeah, schedule a time even once a week to manage orders off the hop, depending on how many orders come in, right? So it depends what that looks like. So just building a system that honestly just works for you. Just because someone else has um, all of their clothing pieces from their store listed online doesn't mean that you have to start out that way. Start small, learn the system, learn how to manage it, see what you like, see what you don't like, what you need to change, and then build, right? So my final thoughts just for this part here, before we go over into some examples and then pop over into Squarespace. Um, Selling online isn't about doing more. It's just about working smarter and reaching more people and making it easier for customers to say yes. So not losing those customers um, because you're not online. Because lots of times what happens is they're looking for something, they want to buy it now and they can't buy it. So then maybe they're going to go to the next person. So let's just how can we make it so that they're going to say yes to your products? Let's make it easy for them. So my call to action for you to get started today is just to browse some platforms, maybe pick a platform by the end of the week, and then just launch a simple version this month. Like it doesn't have to be, like we said, keeping it manageable, keep it small, um, and just see how it works. See what you like. You can always take it offline or close the ordering if you're finding it's not working, or maybe you are selling things and it's just not things aren't jiving. You can always just take your sales offline, kind of navigate that back end a little bit more, and then get it back up and live again. Some people that I know actually only do, they launch on the first Tuesday of every month. That's when they update their um, they update their site with their new inventory, put it on there, they launch it, and then they maybe don't do any more updating until the next month before their next launch. So you can kind of put in again a system that works for you. So these examples that I have are just ones that are um, they're both different. Shopify, this one is just someone from in our area here that uses Shopify, and this one is just kind of shows you how far you can take it. So this one has quite a bit on there, and then I'll get into the Squarespace example after. So I just want to make sure that my screen stays sharing. Yeah, still good. So this is one that is just a clothing
It
store down
it
the
isn't, sorry, it's still on your slide.
Oh, okay. 1 second. Okay, there we go. So uh, this is just a clothing store down the way. You can see here, again, we every business is different. But this is just a Shopify site. So this isn't anything that they would have had a third party build necessarily. This is just a site where they're selling all their clothes, and it's pretty easy. You can see they've got all of their items here. Again, this is just down the street from me. It's a small business, but they've taken the time to like really invest in building their store online so that they can not miss out on any sales. You can see here, obviously, they have lots of different tabs. Gift cards is another great reason to do the online store alone. Just gives people an option to buy those gift cards, makes it easy. So yeah, basically, again, you're just clicking, let's just click an item here. Whoops. You can see here, this is what it would look like. So if you use Shopify, this is what it would look like. If you want to buy this apron, you're going to just add it to your cart and you're going to buy it. It can show you all the things. This is when pickup is available. It shows you the payment options here. I'm not going to click it, but and then yeah, so you can leave it at that, or you can expand, add more photos. Again, depends on the type of business that you have, the products you're selling, or the services that you're providing. Um, so this one again, pretty detailed, but this is all done with just Shopify. So um, when they started out, I don't think that they had everything listed on here. And so it was just something that they definitely grew as their business grew and as their inventory grew. Um, I'm going to have to also, I'm going to pop over to Squarespace. Can you see this, the new one up there now? Okay, 1 second. So this is another one, which is on Squarespace. And this actually just started as a 2-pager site. So this was just a client of mine who just wanted a place to kind of be online, and then people could book appointments through, but then also do her classes. And so, um, again, this is Squarespace. So this was just one where, so she wanted to do her classes here. So then you click it, and you can add it to your cart. And then here, we'll show all the details. So you can pay if you have your Square. Lots of people have Square Pay set up or Google Pay set up on their phone or Apple Pay or whatever. Um, it gives people, yeah, basically all of the information you would when you're buying something online. So she started off with just using it for that, and then it eventually turned into being, um, get back out of here, to being like a full blown website for herself. And I think there is, mm, I thought that there was one more, maybe it's in here. So then she basically, what happened was she expanded into her services. And so she just started doing some coaching and things like that. So she just ended up popping those into here as well. And the reason that they show no picture, she just didn't upload a picture with them. So if you were interested in doing a session, you can kind of see that it's here. And this is what I was talking about. So if you are someone who is doing a coaching program or a course or something that does have maybe a higher ticket value, it shows here with Afterpay, you can do 4 interest-free payments of $250. So for some people, that might be appealing. But anyway, so this is kind of Squarespace versus Shopify. So um, I'm going to go back over here, and then I'm going to share um, the Squarespace. So I wanted to just kind of walk through a simple website that you could create. I didn't change any of the photos and a lot of the stuff in here. So I'm basically just using an existing template that they have in Squarespace. Just seems like it's taking its time here. So this is what it would look like if you signed up for a free trial. That's what I did here, just to give you an idea. So it's showing you all of the areas on the left-hand side where you can, this is where you would physically sort of update the appearance of your website. Then you have your products and services. This is where you go in and actually list out your product, put the price in, put the information in, upload the photo. Maybe you have people who are signing up for memberships. Maybe you're using this for scheduling, which works actually quite well. It would be similar to like the Jane app. If you use the Jane app, most people in like massage therapy or physiotherapy or things like that, they use the Jane app, and that really helps with scheduling. So you can actually do that in here. You can take donations, you can do invoicing through here, and other finance components. I haven't actually used that area, so I can't speak to that myself. But if you are looking to get online with like a platform um, to manage all of your finances for your business, maybe that is something you could look into and consider. But I'm not sure. I can't speak to that one for myself. Um, but yeah, so basically, it shows you here. Let's set up your website. Here's the things that you need to upload. Let's add some products. Let's add your payment information so that those when people do buy things, that money goes into your bank account. Um, and then this is just kind of tips for how to kind of manage the website. So I'm going to just go over here into edit site just so we can see sort of what it looks like to actually just build your site. So um, to make it super simple, you're just here and you just want a sorry, here a second. There we go. You just want a simple site. So you just want it to be one page. You just want it to show the products that you have available, and maybe like a little about you section, or if you have anything coming up that you want to do. Everything in here can be adjusted. So if you don't want these things in here, it's as easy as just hitting the delete button. So you can really just delete all of this. Um, and just have your products listed all on one page, and kind of be done with it. So I'm going to just kind of, yeah, as you see, um, it's pretty easy to just kind of click and maneuver. You can edit the section, you can copy them, you can remove, you can add certain things in. And if you do add block, it'll show you sort of all of the things that you can add in. So let's just exit out of there. We'll go back in a minute, but I wanted to show you. So then on the left-hand side, when you click the website, you can click your pages. And maybe, like we said, we don't want to have this page about stockists. And maybe I don't even really want an about. And maybe I'll keep the content. I mean, you don't even have to, because you can just put that right at the bottom. So you can go just right down to the bottom and we can just add in our contact information here if we wanted, just to keep it really simple. So you're not managing one or two or three pages. And then you could just add a block in here that's about your business. So we'll go back here. And then if you go to your products and services, and I know that this might seem a little bit foreign, and I'm going through it, and it might just feel a little bit overwhelming because I'm maybe moving fast through it. Um, I just want to show you what's kind of available and what it looks like from a back end perspective. So when you do go and start a free trial or browse these sites, you kind of know where to start and what you're looking for. But again, up to you to kind of to go in and play around with these things. And the reason why I like doing a free trial and just making a random site is then you can kind of work through it all on that page. And it's then once you feel confident, you can delete that and then just start fresh for a new page if you wanted. So products and services, if we go to products, you can see here, here's all of my my products that I have for sale right now. And it's as simple as going in here and saying, this classic set, well, I actually only have, I've made 10 of them. And so then maybe for, that's that easy. You just go in and maybe this price is actually, because it's like a dishware set, like what are you going to say is $100. So really as easy as that. There's maybe too many. I said, let's just start with 5. So let's just delete these other products. Yeah, so again, you can basically add all of this information in. You can go in and edit them further. So if you want to add in the description, you want to add in more images or change the image. Maybe you decided this one's going to be on sale, so you want to put in a sale price. If you have SKU numbers, et cetera, et cetera. So these are all things that you can kind of work through as you're uploading and kind of playing around in here. So I'm going to cancel because I didn't do anything there. And then if you have orders, they would be in the orders tab. So then you could just go in there and see all of the orders that you have, mark them fulfilled when you've done, and then basically keeps track of all of that in one spot. If you have discounts, so like discount codes, maybe you did a class and you gave people a 10% off if they buy something online, or you're at a market or a pop-up or anything like that. Maybe you're offering an Instagram promotion, or an e-newsletter promotion. You can come in here and add those codes in so people can go in, and then when they go to buy or purchase your product or service, they can add in that discount code. Again, these are all things, right, that we can do through here. It doesn't mean you have to do it, but those are the most common features I think that people do use. Yeah, so then if we go back to our website here, I'm going to go back to edit, and I'm going to click in here, and I am going to edit this section. Oops, sorry. Here we go. Add block, and then I want to add in the rest of my products. So I've got 3 of the products that I have. Oops, sorry. Okay, we're going to add in the classic set that we just kind of updated there. So we're going to put that in, and then we're maybe going to drag it down here. And line it up. You can see how easy that is to kind of just maneuver around and then line things up perfectly if that's kind of what interests you. And then I could go and then add in my other product, and then here are all the products I have available for people to purchase. And then we said we were maybe going to just update this. Oops, sorry. We're going to put this back to where it was first, and then I added in this text box so that we can just say we're located at 123 Hello Street in Meadow. Oops. So people know where we are, and then they can just say, you can email us at ventura@gmail.com. That's this business name. And then again, over here, we don't have these tabs anymore, so we can just delete that. We could probably just delete them all. Again, so pretty easy to just kind of maneuver these things around. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect right off the hop. You're starting out. Maybe, just these things are going to be default in there from the template. So it's just up to you to go in and delete them, or you can edit here. Like maybe you don't have Twitter, so we're going to delete Twitter. And then maybe we want to just kind of highlight these a bit more. make them larger. So kind of can be basically as simple as that. Um, we were going to do this too here. Let's just do that. So we're not going to have, I guess we can keep that page and then we can still have all of our products listed there if we wanted. But yeah, so I could, that's from this end. I can't actually go through and say like add to cart because I would have to make this live right now. Um, but basically, yeah. Yeah, and then you could upload your logo and then your logo would show right beside there. Um, yeah, so then let's save that. And essentially, um, you could launch it like this. If you had everything in place, you could add in, we didn't add in the about section. So maybe there's something where we want to look at here. Um, is there a style that we like that kind of matches with this template? Maybe we want something with a darker background. So we're just going to pop this in. Then we're just going to swap out the information to match our store. And then, yeah. So it can be as simple as that, but at least it gives you a way to be able to sell online. Um, the other thing that's really nice about, I think all of these platforms, if you are selling on Instagram or on um, Instagram for sure, you can link them. So if you're posting something to your newsfeed, um, you can actually link the product that you're posting about and people can click it and it'll bring them right to your site and then they just have to hit add to cart and buy. It's like a 10-second process. So that's something that's really nice. And I know the first example that I showed on Shopify, that one, that business, they do that when they post what they're wearing, they can link it right there or what they're featuring that day, or they're doing try-ons or they have people coming in for try-ons. They can just post the link so that if I liked everything she tried on, I can just add to cart, add to cart, add to cart. And it makes it really easy. So I'm just going to save this.
Can you only do that in a story, Josie? Or can you
No,
do that in a post?
you can do it in a post as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Um, I I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying to remember exactly how to do it, but you can do it through both.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Story, I think, is the most common, but yeah, you definitely can um, do it in a post, and it's not that hard. Um, I think it's just getting that figured out and then learning how to do it. But if we go back to, I'm going to go back to home here. Um, I just wanted to show you. So if we do create a website, when you're coming on here and you've just signed up for your free trial and you're hitting create a website, I just kind of wanted to show you like what they're going to ask. So say you are, um, you can fill out this if you want. Or you can go over here and it says I'm just browsing and you can look. But if you are someone who is selling products and say you're doing both products and services, it'll ask you, what do you want this site to do? So you can kind of click all of these things. So maybe you want to sell an online course. Um, maybe we want to sell products and we want to sell access to group events and sell services. So you can click them, hit next, and then we can just choose a template. And the thing about doing that is that that will create a few more custom templates for you, or it'll show you the ones that have those already built in. if you hit I'm just browsing, that's going to get you access to all the templates that they have, which is totally fine. You can definitely go about it that way. But if you're someone that just needs them to hone in a little bit and you don't want to look through 1,000 templates and you just want to look through, maybe 100 templates, that's a way that you can kind of do it. So you can see here, their templates are pretty modern. Um, yeah, I'm just going to scroll through them here a bit. So yeah, if you're looking for something a little bit more clean and simple, um, more photos, maybe you have some professional photos that you can use to showcase on your site. And if you do, then definitely highlight those. Sometimes they just look a little bit better than the phone photos for the like banner images and stuff. But if you're for your product photos, your phone photos are totally fine. But yeah, anyways, just kind of going through those platforms and seeing what's available. But again, a reminder, it does take a little bit of time to kind of understand and navigate these platforms. So don't feel discouraged if you sign up for a free trial and it's taking you some time to kind of understand. Um, if it is important for you to get your products and your services listed online, then it will take a little bit of time for you to kind of navigate through this. But I promise you, it will be worth it once you do. So don't give up. I hear lots of people say that it's like very overwhelming to start, and then you don't know what to do and you're worried you're going to mess up. That's why I always say just start with a free trial, make a fake website. It doesn't even have to be exactly, just to kind of play around and see what you like. And then you don't have to worry about things if they're messed up or out of whack. You can just delete that site and start over when you feel comfortable to like build your actual site. So, yeah, I'm just going to stop the share. Yeah.
That's
So
perfect. Yeah, that's
yeah,
very easy.
I think that was all I had. I just want to check
In
here.
in your experience, which one is kind of easier, Shopify or Squarespace?
So Shopify, I like them both. I think Shopify, when I used it last time, it was for a pop-up event that we were having. And we were just, it was two businesses coming together to sell a product. And we just wanted we just popped up a site, posted all the information. We had only two products we were selling, and at that time it was charcuterie boxes, and it was a fundraiser. And so then we just had a small, I think it was like a small and a large box. And so you just go on there, you buy it, and it's done. So I did really like Shopify. I thought it was quite easy for that purpose. I think, yeah, it's very simple if you are if you know that you're only going to have a couple things and then you're going to kind of, that's where it's going to be. But if you know you're going to expand, if you know you have actually like, I don't know, you want it to be more of a website that's not just a store website, and you want to have multiple avenues of or multiple revenue streams, then something like Squarespace might be better. But I think
Hmm.
that everything is possible between both of those platforms. It just really comes down to personal preference. But I do like Shopify a lot as well. I do think it's a very good user friendly program. So
Yeah, I'm just thinking of some of our clients that are like maybe making beaded jewelry, let's say, and they don't
mhm.
really want a whole lot. They just want to have their products for sale online. I mean, I think maybe Shopify might be better just to have some tabs, um, like images of product, and then they can just sell. But I
Yeah, and
mean,
and I will say, yeah, but they're both very easy. But Shopify, I think, is very easy too. Like,
yeah,
um, and that's just my examples with both of them. I found that all of the people that I have built Squarespace sites for, they had multiple revenue streams. They wanted it to act like their website.
yeah,
They
yeah,
wanted it to do multiple things. It wasn't just to like sell products.
yeah, for sure.
So in that case, maybe Shopify would be better. It's not that it can't be your site either.
Yeah.
Um, I've only used it in that pop-up manner of two businesses coming together to sell something, and it worked really well in that um, instance.
Hmm.
And I know lots of people who use it and love it. So
Hmm. Yeah, I
yeah,
guess like you said, it's smart to just do a trial and see which one you like better and play around.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, thanks, Josie. Um, this is great. Thank you for doing this series for us. And I hope you have
thank
a
you for
really
having
nice
me.
rest of your day.
Yeah, you too. Thanks.